Video of the I-10 eastbound freeway there, and you can see a lot of cars are just stopped. Fox News reporter Andrew Perez is getting us updated on the conditions. He's live outside the Bankhead Tunnel in downtown Mobile. Andrew, I would imagine you're seeing a lot of traffic in that area because there's backups on I-10.
Yeah, everybody's trying to find an alternate route right now. Today is a very different scene than what we saw yesterday. The sun is out. It's actually very nice kind of looking at the white, but don't let it fool you. It's still very dangerous. We're here at the intersection here at South Conception Street and Government Street in front of Government Plaza here in Mobile, right before the Bankhead Tunnel. This intersection right here, we've been here probably about 45 minutes. We've seen about 5 or 6 vehicles within that time frame slipping and sliding. They have to drive very carefully, especially in front of Government Plaza, because the road is just completely iced over. It's mainly when you're trying to switch lanes. That car right there just had a little bit. It's when you're trying to switch lanes, even if you're driving very slowly, it's still a very dangerous situation. If you guys can take a look right down here, this is kind of what's on the road. You've got these chunks of ice that are covering the road. You can't see it all the time while you're driving. You can see the slush. The slush is not what you need to worry about. It's this stuff over here. A lot of it's off to the side, but you've also got it in the middle. I mean, this is hard ice here. I can't even break this with my foot. So these are the conditions that people have been dealing with. Remember, yesterday we had a lot of sleet. It was cold. It felt like rain. Today, though, it's almost more dangerous than it was yesterday, because now you're dealing with a lot of the ice and a lot of the things that people cannot see. Yesterday, we saw the same situation on the causeway. Of course, the 18-wheelers are having a really hard time trying to get in and out of the Wallace Tunnel. They're having to have tow trucks pull them out in many situations. We first broke that to you here last night on Fox 10 News Live. They had to bring a snow plow out from Huntsville. I mean, how many times do you see a giant snow plow here? If you guys take a look right over here, it's way on the bottom, James, so I'm sorry for making you crouch. All right. This stuff keeps building, and it's hard. You can't even rip that off. It's very thick chunks of ice. And it's something we're probably, unfortunately, going to be dealing with for a little while longer. We're hoping that a lot of this stuff melts off tomorrow, but it's supposed to get really cold tonight, so stick with us. We're going to keep you posted the entire time. For now, reporting live in downtown Mobile, I'm Andrew Perez, Fox 10 News.
All right, thanks, Andrew. And hey, if you do have to head out, make sure you've got enough gas in your car, because you don't want to get stranded, be sitting there for 5 hours and then run out.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold, that's right.
Well, Fox News reporter Andrew Perez worked his way through the traffic on I-10.
He joins us now live. Andrew, what did you find?
Yep. Yeah, well, first of all, I'm finding a lot of angry and happy drivers. They keep driving by, rolling down their windows, talking to us, yelling, 4 hours! We've been waiting 5 hours! We're so happy to be moving. They're very happy to finally be moving. If you guys take a look, this traffic's going to be going through for a very long time. We've been speaking with some tourists from as far as Connecticut that came here to escape the cold, number one. Here they are. And number two, you've got people that are truckers. You've got locals that are just trying to get through. They've been waiting here some as long as 5 hours. This just opened up a few minutes ago. People are obviously very excited to finally at least get a little bit of movement, but they're ready to be out of here, absolutely no doubt. We caught up on the other, while it was still closed, we jumped over this barricade over here, and we started walking down trying to talk to some of the people, kind of gauge their reactions to all of this. Take a listen to what one trucker had to say. You've been driving?
I drove from Louisiana to this place about almost 5 hours.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, I do.
Waiting this long?
In New Mexico.
How long have you been waiting out here?
5 hours.
5 hours waiting out here?
Yes, sir.
Why is that frustrating?
Because we got stuck, no food, no water, you know.
Yeah, now I think right now you guys are looking at some video of our quick escape from the interstate. As we were walking down, all of a sudden one of the Mobile police officers was yelling, "Hey, news guy, Channel 10, you gotta get off the street." So that's what we did. We jumped over the barricade into our little ditch over here on the westbound lanes of the interstate. But people are very happy to be moving, at least right now. What I'm told so far is they de-iced the other side of the Wallace Tunnel closer to the Bayway. And what's happening is now they're letting people through the Wallace Tunnel heading east, and then they're going to put them onto the causeway, and then they're going to have to take the causeway all the way back out. So it seems that they can't take the Bayway straight across yet. We're still working on getting more details about those traffic conditions, but good news is we've still got some movement right now on the interstate. We're now reporting live in Mobile. I'm Andrew Perez. Back to you guys.
Fox News reporter Andrew Perez has been around the area checking out the conditions. First, we had him at the Bankhead Tunnel. Then we had him at the Wallace Tunnel when the eastbound lanes of I-10 reopened. And now he's out and about on I-165.
And you're not driving, right? But you do have the microphone.
No, of course not. Yeah, I've got the microphone sitting here in my lap, and I'm right here holding the camera. Photojournalist James McConaughey and I, we're certainly men about town right now. We've been all over the place, but this, if you can see, this is actually the worst that we've seen so far right now, actually. Some of the cars have had to either pull over here on I-165. We just got off from the I-10 heading south, or excuse me, I-65 heading south. We got off on exit 9 just now to get on the I-165 ramp. I mean, you guys can see this for yourselves right now. It's completely frozen over. I mean, you're going to see this going all the way down. A little while ago, we saw some of the sand trucks going through. They were driving through. To be honest, I'm actually a little bit shocked that this isn't shut down. We've had a lot of cars here that have either had to pull over to the side of the road or that have actually had to. We were just stuck on the ramp a little while ago because there was a pickup truck that had to back out and start moving down. If you can see, let me try to zoom in for you a little bit. You know, there are still vehicles traveling this, but we've been showing you pictures all day of interstates, highways, roadways. This is really the most consistently icy road that we've seen so far. Right now, you can see the sign. We're heading into Pritchard, it looks like. We've got these big rigs here, so we definitely want to keep our distance. The important thing here is, even though these roads are open, you've got to drive very slowly if you're going to be on them. You've got to stay away from other vehicles because, as we've been showing you live, we've seen some of these cars sliding around, slipping all over the place. So if you are going to be out on the road, you've just got to keep that in mind. Again, a lot of people down here are not used to driving in this kind of weather. It's not so much whether you think you're a confident driver, but more so about the other people around you, if you know what I'm saying, Bob and Lenise.
And the scary thing is, you know, a lot of roads are dry. I was on Government Boulevard today, and big parts of that were just completely dry. But then you leave a road like that to wind up on a road like this, and it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Andrew, I've got a question for you. Compared to driving around last night, what would you say the big difference is driving out there now than what you guys were doing last night?
Yeah, the big difference is last night, I mean, a lot of this stuff was still accumulating. We saw a lot of that ice, but now, I mean, look at this. This is just blanketed ice. I mean, I think most people would agree, I'd rather have the snow. I'd rather have that soft, fluffy stuff. Instead, we're dealing with this packed ice, and it's just literally all across the interstate. I mean, we're on I-165. We're heading toward downtown Mobile. The key that we've noticed in driving and stuff like this, aside from the precautions that we told you about, driving slow, driving away from other cars as well, it's also especially if you're heading up an incline, you shouldn't just stop unless it's an absolute emergency, because you're going to start losing traction. There was a pickup truck that I was talking about just a little while ago. He was going very slow. He was following the guidelines. He was making good movement, but the problem was he just stopped in the middle of the road. And that right there, his tires sunk into this ice and this mush, and he eventually just had to back down off that ramp. So today is definitely a much more dangerous day to drive around from what we've seen. So that's why they're encouraging everybody to stay indoors.
Yeah, Andrew, I noticed a lot of cars are going slow. I haven't seen anyone try to pass you yet like we did last night. About how fast are you guys going out there?
Let me take a look. Let me show you guys right here. There we go. We're staying about 20.
That's good.
I think the fastest that we've gone is about.
That's good. All
20
right.
miles an hour. And again, this is I-165 heading through Pritchard toward downtown Mobile. And as you can see, it doesn't look like that's been touched.
No, and it